Oh god. What the fuck is happening right now? Oh, this is the best album of all time.
I like going down the pond chasing bluegills, Gamex.
And welcome to the Chumming Up podcast, the fishing, spearfishing, and ocean adventure podcast that asks the tough questions like, do you want a biscuit? I am Squirrely, and with me, as always, is the Kruger's Lid in on the Spotify playlist, Jared Jarby Faithful.
Hello.
There you go, big horse.
Very good, very good.
Fucking up and about.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, we got a decent comedian on finally.
Yeah, I've been waiting for one for years.
Yeah. It's what everyone's wanted to hear, I reckon. They're like, Squirrely, we need someone funny on the fucking
We might
podcast.
have to get rid of you as well. Maybe you might come in and take over as host.
No, it's about time, let's be honest. We're talking about you.
All right, Geese.
Yeah,
Do
this
you want a
is-
biscuit?
I do want a biscuit, please.
That's the second time you've oversold me in 1 week.
Yeah?
Yeah, we gigged together
I
this
haven't
week.
even introed you yet.
All right, go on. Hit me.
This
No,
is
go
how
on.
we-
Sorry. Go
You
on.
done?
Yeah. Sorry.
Fucking come on my podcast, you pommy prick. You all right?
Let's do it. Go on. Give
Hey,
me an intro. Make
You're
it
in
nice
the bush. Welcome to the podcast, the greatest stand-up comedian to have ever dealt with a Gamex fishing club crowd, Jon Pinder.
All right, mate. Do you want a biscuit?
Thanks. How you going, big horse?
Yeah, good.
Good?
I feel revitalised by my trip to Exmouth.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like a new man.
You look like a new man.
Yeah, I've learned things.
You've burnt away all your past.
Yeah, yeah.
As
Well as several layers of skin.
Yeah. Your nose is a bit red, and not just from the alcoholism this time. Are you going to intro Sophie?
No, you're the host. You intro Sophie. Why?
All right.
Don't
I'm
make me
waiting
do
for
it.
a big up intro as well.
Fuck. This is tough. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. The girlfriend of the guy who smashed the Gamex Fishing Club crowd. Also, one of the best crayfish helpers going around.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Sophie
Thank
Latner?
Lata.
Lada?
you. Lotta.
Lada.
Yeah.
Lada?
Lada.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say Lata,
Yeah.
Lotta.
but up here we say Lada.
Yeah,
Lotta.
Lada.
When
So,
you're the sort of person that goes to Exmouth in the off season,
in the off season when the fucking Turos
when there's
are.
no fucking tourists around.
Yep. Yeah. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
This is your first podcast,
This
isn't it?
is my and
Never been on a
fishing
podcast before.
one is
Yeah.
appropriate.
You look like a news reporter with your big microphone there. You look like you're in the
Yeah,
field.
tonight at 7.
Yeah. So was this on the bucket list? You came up with a list of shit you wanted to say.
Yes.
Do you want to run through how we
Okay.
went?
Yeah, we did pretty well.
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
Oh.
Sorry, I'll re-intro you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. The first quokka. Sophie Lada.
Quokka we've ever had on Chumming Up.
Yeah.
Quack. That's what they
I
say,
don't
isn't
know
it?
what fucking
That's-
quokkas say.
I'm sure
It's
that.
racist
Oh, is
towards
it?
My people.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realise.
Rottnest Dark Past. We're just doing inside jokes. This is
I know.
Yeah.
This whole podcast is just for us and perhaps your parents.
Yes,
Yes.
my parents will definitely enjoy
How did that
this.
come
Well, I
about?
hope they will.
How did we decide that you were a quokka?
Actually, no.
I think she just went, meh, when
Oh, I did
when you
that
pointed
time.
out
I fell
the
over.
wallaby.
Oh yes,
I
that's
fell
right.
over and somehow that was a quokka noise.
Yeah, yeah, you do make some good noises when you trip over. It's
Yeah.
funny to put you in the outdoors situations. You went, nah. Yeah, we've been everywhere. What was on the list? What did we do?
Okay, so last night we did baby turtles.
Baby turtles.
That was awesome. And then we saw another turtle when we did the
First
Whaleshark thing.
podcast. Do you
Yep.
want to talk into the microphone?
I'll try. Yeah. So yeah, what have we done?
Yeah, we went whale shark tour.
We did whale sharking. John nearly died.
Yeah.
I'm not
You
good
nearly
at.
drowned.
Yeah, it was not. I'm not good at that sort of thing. I'm very, very new to the ocean, and it's incredibly difficult to get your mind like right when you're freaking out. So, like, of course, in my heart and in my wallet, the idea is, well, you've gone on this whale shark tour. Here is the whale shark. For heaven's sake, look at it. But my body's just going, no, get me out. I've got to get out of this water. I'm gonna die. I'm not a what's the word?
Good.
Capable. Yeah, I'm not good. I'm not a capable ocean person, but I'm determined to get better at it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, capable. You did beat the old guy for his fucking pool noodle to survive.
Yeah, I would have happily killed him, eh? I would have happily let him go.
That's the right spirit.
Yeah,
really.
well, he was 71, I think he was.
He's had a good innings.
He's had a good innings. And I think he got out of breath and he got overwhelmed. And I saw him there with a yellow thing and I was like, that's keeping him alive. I need to get to that. So I put the hard yards in, really. I did get to it.
Yep.
And then I just sort of shunted him along a little bit. I didn't push him off. I let him keep a bit of it.
You gave him a bit of noodle?
Yeah, I let him keep a small amount of noodle.
A
couple inches of noodle.
That's all he
for you.
needed.
Yeah.
Well, I've got things to do with my life. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
He's
you had
nearly
the
finished.
Gamex show to do the next day.
Yeah, the
so-
Gamex show was the next day.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did the boat auction go?
Oh,
Because we did the gig. Let's preface it first for your listeners.
Do you want to talk about the gig? How you guys seen it? So this year was the first time we were asked to do a comedy show the night before Gamex. We've explained Gamex before on other pods. It's the biggest.
It's
game
my
fishing
favourite fishing
competition. Yeah.
Yeah. Of all of them, it's easily the one that my heart is closest to.
And so this year we got to do a comedy show the night before the briefing night. We rocked up. You'd asked me a few questions about what the gig was going to be like, and I pretty much didn't really know.
Yeah, well, my concern, I'll tell you what my fears were, that you said the plan was that you would go on before me, do about half an hour, and then I'd come on and do about half an hour. Typically, you want somebody, the last person on, you need to keep them invested till the last person.
Yep.
So if they really prefer the first person, which I was expecting would be the case,
Wasn't the case.
Nah,
wasn't the
it
fucking
wasn't
case.
the case at
Really
all.
surprised me. It wasn't the case at all. It shocked me.
Yeah.
My concern was that they'd go, "Hey, Squirrely!" They'd be into all that, and then you'd send up this
Yeah, but
mincy little city kid that looks like Rod Stewart with a red nose from sunburn who can't swim.
yeah.
You know, and I'd have nothing to say to him. I'm like, "What about my little jokes?" And they're like, "Fuck off, mate." You know, these big grizzly fishermen.
Yeah. But instead it was more like, it's squirrely. Rather than, hey, it's squirrely.
Well, that was your fears, wasn't it? Because
Yeah.
you went, "Oh no, you don't have to worry about this gig. Only I have to worry about this gig."
yeah.
Because they knew you.
Yeah, knew of me. But it was weird because that wasn't the problem, the people that knew me.
No, let's give a rundown of what it was like. So, to start with, it's outdoor.
Fucking, I'll tell
Shape-
you how we'll run this fucking
All right.
podcast.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
right.
All right. Okay, now for dog now.
Fucking this
All
guy.
He wants to tell you how bad it was because he's trying to.
Yeah, actually tell us.
I just want to put them. I just want to give you a listener the feeling of what it's like to have to face that. Because even
Yeah.
before going up, it was like, all right, let's do this. So it's outdoor, winds blowing everywhere, which is already quite tricky to get an atmosphere going for a comedy show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's elements
For,
that you
for
normally
some
put
it
in.
was, for others it wasn't.
We had no lights. Typically, you want the audience in the dark, the performer in the light. That way, they feel comfortable, relaxed, and they're happy to let some laughs go.
Hoping that no one's there.
And it's also nice if they sit on the chairs that are in front of the
Yeah,
stage.
I did see that photo of just no one there. Like,
Just no.
big show.
Big show.
Well, that's the funny thing because there were probably 70 people.
It was decent numbers,
But-
yeah.
They were all away on the tables.
Yeah.
And Nagsy, the manager of the Game Fishing Club, is like, everyone just move over to these seats.
And no one wants to.
And,
Yeah.
Nobody moved.
4 people went over in like the Ace Ventura fucking shirts. They were a great crowd.
Yeah, they were
But
good people.
Everyone else was like, nah, get fucked.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
pick was a good one. Like you obviously put the pick up, and all there was one dude's half of his arm was in there.
Yeah.
That was it. It was like massive crowd, half a person.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Squirrely's arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I get up on stage. I start. There's
Even you tried to get him removed, didn't you?
Yeah. I tried to move people over, so it was sort of just did jokes about what was happening. sort of stuff like that. Asked a few crowd questions to
Yeah.
specific people, and someone else was answering, but not answering well.
Yes. Yeah.
That was it.
There was one guy, you managed to get a little bit of conversation going with, is his name Princey?
Yeah, John
But he was
Prince.
on the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
phone,
going,
yeah.
hang on a minute, madam, just on the phone. It's like the last thing you could possibly need in the middle of a It's like, well, for one, the show started.
Yeah.
Maybe don't be on the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you have to be on the phone, you know, it's the one person you don't want to be speaking to for the sake of the show is the geezer that's not even listening because he's on
Yeah.
the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
He was polite about it.
Yeah.
He was,
So
give me a second.
He's been on the podcast before. That's
Has
a
he?
good episode.
He seems a
but-
nice man.
Yeah. Lovely bloke. He tried to save me because that was when the heckler started. She started answering questions that I was
For
asking him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, how many Gamexes have you done now, Princey? Because he's done the most. And she's like, 0. It's 0. It's fucking 0.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, lady? And then,
Perfect heckler, really.
yeah,
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 one
yeah.
of the best. And then started getting going again. I start getting a couple jokes through, and then 10 buzzers go off for food. And this big line just gets
yeah.
out.
This mass exodus of people just
Yeah.
got up and they were like,
Do you reckon
"Nope, I want
they
tacos."
might have rang the thing and said, "Do you mind just pressing the buzzer so I can get out of here?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I think that it might have taken a while for their food to come because one of them came over to you and Sophie, didn't they, before the show started?
Yep.
And they were quite displeased that you'd gotten some food already.
No,
And
no,
they-
no,
Nah,
that was earlier in the day, but the same lady.
Yeah, that was the
Oh,
heckler
was it?
lady.
Yeah, the mum.
the
Oh,
mum.
so you'd already met them earlier.
Well, I didn't realise.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I
they were angry.
recognised her straight away.
She
Yeah.
wasn't the heckler yet.
No. No, very angry people. Yeah, so then it went on for a bit. She heckled some more. I decided it was a good idea. At that point, she wants some attention. I'll shut her down.
Yeah, you fired shots,
But
baby.
I started firing shots. I was a few beers deep, if I'm honest.
So you should have been.
Yeah.
That was that was a heroic effort. Like everything was against you. Like I've done a lot of bin fire gigs. And this was like by no means an easy one. It was like all of the conditions. Not that it was like not fun or anything
No,
like
it
that,
was-
but just
yeah.
as a like if it was fishing, it was like if everything's against you, the weather, the time of day, all those kinds of things. It was like you're still gonna do it, but it's not gonna be easy at all.
It's very similar to your fishing career then, Squirrely. It just seems every time you go out, there's always something against you.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's just been listening to my excuses the whole time.
That's it, eh?
Worked on.
Yeah, Stuart, this doesn't happen all the time.
It was hard. Many comedians that I've gigged with would have buckled under it and gotten off after maybe 10 minutes. It was brutal.
Yeah.
And just sneeze. Bless you.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I couldn't tell whether I'd gotten a laugh or whether you sneezed.
I tried to stop it. But it was difficult.
Yeah, I thought you were, and at one of the points, because I'd done the regional tour with you, I heard you start circling close to one of your closers.
Yeah.
And I thought, I said to Self, he's going to get off in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a nervous wee now, because I think he's going to get off early.
Yeah.
And I came back and you hadn't. You were going strong at it.
Yeah, because there was no way I could do like a normal set, like with material. Just so it was just going through my head what will work for this part and just doing that. So
Yeah.
there was no closer or shit like that. It
Yeah,
was just,
you couldn't really get momentum either because of the heckling.
Yeah,
It was always at the worst moments.
yeah. And so I had a crack at the heckler. Fucking thought that her mum started, so she copped it as well.
Yeah.
And then
So you've been cancelled.
I've been cancelled. You do a fucking fishing gig and you run into a feminist agenda.
Yeah.
Who
To
would've
be
thought?
honest,
Yeah.
there was almost nothing remotely feminine at that gig. I was very, very surprised to find a feminist at it. I'll be honest with you. It was the last place I'd have looked for
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
They'll get you. I always thought fucking Melbourne would get me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
It was Exmouth game fishing.
Who would have thought, yeah.
Game Fishing Club.
Yeah. So yeah, they made it. I don't know if they made a complaint, but they had a word to the Gamex manager about me saying stuff to him.
Did it take you on though? Didn't they? I think it's only fair.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
That is the part I don't get. The actual heckler wasn't too bad about it. She was fine afterwards.
It was the mum.
The mum, but I don't know. It's a weird thought to me because if you don't heckle, you're not gonna get. I'm not randomly just
Picking you out.
picking people out,
Yeah,
but if you do heckle,
coming at you.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm literally just saying the first shit that comes to my head that I think
Yeah.
will get a laugh.
Yeah, and it did get a laugh.
Yeah. It worked well.
Did I think
Also
a lot
got him off the roster for next year.
Yeah.
and I have to do an hour.
Yeah, that's it. Jon
He,
Pinder's
he'll
back.
still drive you up, but
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
the driver now. I won't even be doing this podcast. It'll be him.
him.
Yeah, yeah,
We've
yeah,
already
right.
worked that out.
Yeah, replaced. And then so I did my bit. You went up there, fucking smashed it.
Managed all right. I wouldn't say smashed it, but we got there. Half the crowd had left. They were all just they decided to go and chat amongst themselves. We're more fucking entertaining than these blokes.
yeah.
Let's go and talk about fishing.
Yeah. So that went up. You crushed it. Actually, you were crushing it. The heckler didn't say anything the whole way through his set.
Yeah, I thought she'd left. I thought she'd gone.
Yeah, and that's where he fucked up right near the end.
Yeah, right near the end.
She
I went,
got
where
ya.
is she? And then they were like, oh, it was me. And I was like, oh, was it? And then once I started,
And then she continued, and it was like I'm sat there and thinking, John, don't
Shouldn't have brought it
engage,
up.
Just power through. You're
Yeah.
nearly done. Just don't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My hands up again.
yeah, I couldn't help
Goodo.
myself. Yeah, goodo.
Yeah. So that was when I started fist pumping because I was like, yes.
Yeah, by that
Ruin
point, you were
him.
sat across from her,
Yeah.
7 beers deep. Going,
Yeah.
hey!
Yeah, I was fucking blind by then.
You were in the crowd heckling.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and her are a power couple now at this stage. And then, so that went through. We had some frothies afterwards.
Yeah, it was a good gig. I have no regrets at all.
Yeah. It was
And I hope
exciting.
that you don't have any regrets from it, even though it was chaotic.
Nah, I don't mind shit like that.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
don't
boring.
mind. Yeah.
Some gigs are like, because we do this shit a lot. I don't think people realize how many gigs a comedian does.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like 6 or 7.
well, like people ask, oh, do you get up like once a month, sort of thing?
Yeah.
Like, me that still works full time and shit, I'm probably still getting up on stage 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah, yeah.
normally.
Yeah.
So-
Oh yeah, that's more than I'm doing
It's a
it.
lot.
Yeah.
That's huge.
You sure they're not asking for other reasons? You done this before,
Yeah,
mate?
is this your first time? Oh, good try.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
try. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Keep going with it.
Yeah. I think I did get one of them.
You show glimpses.
Yeah, I think I did. But then I had to do the boat auction the next day. That was when I was
Yes,
told.
this is what I want to know. Let's get into this. I want to know.
Yeah, so I
How'd you
do
go?
I do the boat auction for the Game Fishing Club on a lot of their comps. Normally the heavy tackle comp, which is more big fishing, so you can get away with slamming people a bit more.
Yeah.
So that's all the big blue marlin. It's all proper. Whereas Gamex is a little bit more family, but
Oh, is it?
yeah,
What, Gamex is not the most hardcore one going?
nah, not
I think it is, as in the period. Well, that was you're doing.
Yeah.
I think it's 5 or 6 days fishing
Right, okay.
straight. Obviously, the other ones
Yeah.
are 2 or 3 days
Ah,
or something
okay,
like that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
they're pretty much all you're chasing is heavy class, so they're like the biggest.
Yeah,
biggest.
right, okay.
yeah. So
This
the-
is a bit of everything.
Yeah,
Yep.
the heavy tackle comp, you're not allowed to be within like 250 meters is the shallowest you can fish.
Yeah.
You're fishing.
Well, you don't want to be pulled down by your heavy tackle, do you?
Yeah. So and that's all large tackles. So I do that, and I mean the expectation is that I introduce the boat. So I probably should explain what the boat auction is.
Yeah, explain it
really.
to me, because yeah.
Yeah, so the boat auction, all the boats that enter the comp, there's 2 sections, tag and release and overall capture. All the boats that enter, there's a silent auction first, which means you put a bid up to $200 on them, and if no one bids $200 or more, you can buy it for that. If it goes over, then that boat goes to auction.
Yeah.
So I read the name out. People bid. If you buy the boat, that means you win the pool of money.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. The reason that I'm smirking was because I was thinking, wouldn't it be good if one year I signed up to do the thing, and then what do? You radio in to say what you've caught.
Yeah.
I just
You're just in
picture
there.
myself radioing and going, I found a small starfish
Do you want
about the size of my hand. Should bring it back? Should I bring it back?
I've tagged it. It's tagged its release. It's all good.
Yeah.
A boot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do that. I introduce the boat, describe who the crew is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Boat.
This is boat. And then I tend to make jokes about the people. So I know most of the skippers.
Yes,
most
it's
of the
like
crews.
in jokes about the
So
people. yeah.
like Eddie Lawler, who's been on the pod many times.
He's the big dog, isn't he?
He's
He's
so he-
King Dick as far as fishing round here goes.
Yeah, so it's good because I probably swing the hardest at him normally.
Because he can take it, because he's a good bloke and he's the king.
Yeah, he
I love that. I'd love to
fucking
meet
loves
him.
it. Yeah.
He wasn't there at the gig, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was.
You didn't introduce me.
Nah, he was by the bar.
Right.
So
He was one of the one that pretended his buzzer went off to get out of there.
Yeah, I was going to introduce him, but he didn't want to meet you, John.
Yeah.
He was quite embarrassed watching you, in fact. He felt sorry for you.
Nah, he said he loved it.
Did he?
So,
Did he enjoy it?
Yeah.
Nice one, Eddie.
But so I think the first joke I did about him, because he had put on a bit of weight, was he was trying to be the first 1,000-pound skipper to catch a 1,000-pound marlin.
That's very good.
So that's sort of
That's a good joke.
the stuff I normally throw out. And
Yeah.
then so the heckler group had a word to the Matt or the
Yes.
manager
Are we
of
allowed to
Gamex.
talk about who the heckler group were, or do we have to keep them fairly anonymous
I don't give a fuck.
so as to avoid? Because didn't they were giving it the big un?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say it to keep your name
Oh.
clear. They were giving it the absolute big un about being the first female fishing team
Yeah.
since the dawn of time. And I don't know a hell of a lot about fishing. In fact, until the last 2 days, I knew basically zero things about fishing. Other than the people who do it wear fucking awful shirts. Right? Absolutely no dress sense whatsoever, some of these fuckers. Like,
Fucking, that's rich from
this
you,
is
mate.
cool, man. This is cool. This is retro shit. This guy turns up with a fucking picture of an octopus on his shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
It's
plenty
like,
of them.
It's not it's like a thing, eh?
Mm.
I was calling them all Ace Ventura at the gig. They
Yeah.
were proper like Hawaiian shit.
But the one crew had marlin on their head.
Shaved into their head.
Yeah. Like
Surely it's a gimmick, though. It's not a year-round thing.
Nah.
That's for the comp.
Yeah. So my joke was if someone hasn't slapped them in the head with their cock and said they've tagged a marlin, by the end of the week, this town's not the one I grew up in.
yeah.
Yeah, where were we? Oh, yeah, they gave him the big yeah. So after I got off stage after the show, she bailed me up and said, you know, we're the first female fishing team.
Yeah.
I have a TV show.
Even I, not knowing anything about fishing, thought to myself, no, you ain't. You can't be. You just can't be.
You're lying
it's
to me.
2023. There's no way
Yeah.
that there hasn't been
Yeah.
a group of ladies that's gone, let's go fishing.
Yeah, I mean,
There fucking must have been.
some of the chick teams in Exmouth are crushers, like Jenny Gates.
There you go.
Yeah, for years. So
Yeah. They've
Haley Della
Yeah.
is a weapon.
Yeah.
So, like, she's been on the pod. There's heaps. But,
Oh, so there's even ones that have been on the pod.
yeah.
I just
Fucking-
think
They
it's
haven't,
cheeky.
they haven't got their own TV show, like.
Yeah, I think it's
I love how he didn't expect us to have women on the pod.
Yeah.
He's like, they wouldn't talk to a woman.
Well, I've
No,
seen
not
some of
after
the
his-
shirts.
And not after his performance the other night. There's no way.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
Yeah.
I'm quite a hit with the women,
Yeah,
John.
I have no
That's
doubt.
another
I
lie.
have no doubt. I've seen you. I've
Straight
seen you
up
with your
lie.
fucking shirt off, mate. You're like fucking. Who's that geezer? The castaway guy, rugged man. I went, took us out diving, and I'm like looking down at my body and then looking at his body. He's all muscly and shit. He's got a big spear. I'm on the beach.
Not the spear you're talking about.
That's
yeah.
definitely not true.
Yeah. And
He
then
wasn't looking close enough.
I'm like looking on the beach for pretty shells. You know? He's
Just
diving
skipping.
under, pulling monsters from under rocks.
Yeah. So then back to the boat auction. Yeah. So then they hit up the manager. Apparently, they weren't happy with me, so he just said, go a little bit soft on the boat auction when you get to their team.
Oh, so you didn't go after him?
No. So what I said was when I opened the auction, I gave the rules. When you put up a bid, put your hand up high. Make sure they come around. You give them the money. And also, most importantly, is any views or opinions expressed by myself are my own and not endorsed by the Exmouth Game Fishing. And then when I got to them, I'd already paid out on a few boats. I said, this team are an inspiration. They are an example that women can do anything except shut the fuck up during a comedy show. So,
That's very good. Did they laugh?
yeah,
Was it friendly after that?
I think so, but
You think it smoothed
I
over?
reckon they went straight up to the president again and complained again.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
it would be awesome if that's where my comedy career ended.
That's
At
it.
It's a brilliant place to get cancelled.
yeah.
A fucking fishing comp.
Yeah. So they were filming with a GoPro. So we'll
What,
see.
the gig or the auction?
The auction.
They were trying to get you.
So we'll see.
very
Straight
good.
on their TV show, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
So
good
yeah, maybe their 3 viewers will fucking come after
They
us.
need to accumulate examples of them being
Yeah, having the
persecuted.
misogynist taking them on.
Yeah. Otherwise, nobody's going to buy into the
I
plight of
don't-
self-righteousness.
I don't think I've got a manly enough voice to be a misogynist.
Well, let's just hope that their 3 viewers aren't our 3 listeners on Chumming Up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could be disastrous.
I don't know. We'll ask
They have
Annie
to
Sell and
choose.
Uncle Mick afterwards.
Yeah, do you know these guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's it going to be? Is it legitimate? They got a TV show in the
I
works?
have no idea. They
He's been studying him for 2 nights now since that happened, that
Yeah.
first instance. He hasn't found anything.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
but it just said like YouTube page on their shirts or some shit.
Right.
But I mean, fuck. Who watches fucking TV?
Nobody watches TV.
Like
They go, we've got a TV show. You go, oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
You should get a TikTok.
The last
Short
person,
vids.
the last person that watches TV was that old cunt you killed on the Whaleshark chart.
Yeah.
That was the last
Yeah,
person
he's
that's
gone.
still watching TV, and he's dead.
All over a pool noodle.
Yeah, that's it. So that was the boat auction. That was good fun. Everyone laughed. And then the comp starts today.
Who's gonna have it? Who's gonna win
Eddie.
it? Do you think Eddie's got it? Is there any competition?
There's always competition. There's some good boats, great fishermen. It's just they're really good.
What makes a great fisherman?
So for what they do, it's all the little things as much as anything. So
That sounds romantic. Tell me about them.
Oh my god. What the fuck is happening right now? Oh, this is the best album of all time.
I like going down the pond chasing bluegills, Gamex.